Today on Papa's These Bees, we're going to take step 2 from the winter pack down for the KitchenHive. If you watched the video from yesterday, and I'll put a link in the video here, if you watched the video yesterday, you'll notice that we found that the KitchenHive was extremely low on stores for winter. So we went ahead and put the Bee Escape on and allowed the bees to get out of the Flow Super, so we can take it off and put some other stuff on it. And we'll cover those things when we get over there. Thanks for watching. Some of the things we're going to do today is we're going to put this Be Smart Designs insulated cover on, but we've also put a deep box, or excuse me, a medium box tin frame, which is required for this, and is very well insulated, and space here for a feeder, and eventually we'll put HiveAlive fondant on here. This will allow the bees to stay warm at the top, and you can see where the propolis was, where they sealed it last year around. So again, we'll put this on, and also we'll take off the Bee Escape that we put on to get rid of the bees, and there are not any bees that I can see, at least at this point, up in this super. So I'll get the bail on, we'll go. And we'll start pulling this thing apart so we can get down to the super and the Bee Escape. When I pull this off, we're not gonna, hopefully there won't be any bees at all in here. Every once in a while you'll get a straggler that won't go out, like I've got right here. Okay, and what we'll do with this box, or this box and the super, is we'll go ahead and put it in a box that we have here that we use to store them. It's got a silicone seal on it, which allows to keep any moisture out or bugs or whatever. So that part's done. I'm gonna put a little smoke in there. I don't really think we need much, but and there are some bees in here that are trying to figure out how to get back up in there, so we'll leave this on the outside so they can crawl their way back in. Now, one of the things that we saw yesterday, which was disappointing, is a large number of small hive beetles. I've got 2 different kind of beetle traps here, and what we do is we put a little oil in these, and the beetles will crawl in and they'll die in that oil. They're pests, and we really do need to get rid of them. This is a one-time use thing where you use it and then throw it away because you can't clean it out. This is a new one I got from Better Bee that allows you to pull this top piece off and empty the oil and the beetles and then put it back in. The bad thing about this, as far as I'm concerned, is you can't see how many beetles you've got. This one you can. So we're going to use both and kind of get an idea for sure which one works. I've used these in the past and they work really well because, again, you can see them. So what you do is you basically take some vegetable oil and put about 1/3 full like that, maybe a little more. And then you just place it on the top here between the frames. You have to separate this just a tad. There we go, and it just sits like that. And this other one will fill it with oil, or with 1/3 of oil as well. This, again, because you can't see, you're going to have to kind of guess at these. So these are all important things for beekeepers, especially if you're a new beekeeper and haven't been keeping bees very long. You want to make sure that you take care of the small hive beetle problem. Put that in there, and we'll find a place over here for it. they're really working these frames up here, so that tells me that they are bringing in some nectar. You know, we talked about that a little bit yesterday, is there is a little bit of a nectar flow going on right now. And so they'll be able to you know, fill up the frames on their own. But what we're going to do here is we'll give them some feed, and I'll show you how we do that here shortly as well. So the next thing we'll do, in fact, by the way, we'll end up not using the flow roof there. So this just goes on top here, and there's some spacers in there that will let you, since it's this inner cover here works for either 8 or 10 frame boxes, and these are 8 frame Langstroth boxes, so you have to kind of interspace it, but the top works best with a 10 frame. So again, what we'll do now is we've got a rapid round feeder, and if you're a new beekeeper, these things are great. What you do is you put this on top, and this goes down inside the hole in here. If you can see that hole, we'll go down on the inside of the hole, and the bees will come up and they'll crawl over the outside of this. It's rough, and the liquid will come up in and allow them to get to it. But what it won't do, it won't let them out. So you can come in and check them. You can add new feed if you need to, and you won't bother the bees, and they won't, more importantly, they won't bother you at that point. We talked about before, honeybees don't like upper entrances or upper ventilation or entrances. You can see last year when I used this one, they fill these up, and I'll show you on the resource nuke in a little short we'll do later that they just don't like upper ventilation. Okay, so we've got the rapid round. I don't know where the rapid part comes from, I guess because it's so quick. And then what we'll do is we've got some 1-to-1 sugar water with some HiveAlive, and we'll just pour this inside and get it fairly full. We'll check them. More than likely they'll use it pretty quickly. And then you put this lid on as well. And that will allow them to, again, to crawl up over the top of that, stay within that little center area, and they'll take that syrup, and then they'll use it to build winter stores for themselves. And this is a styrofoam roof here that will also help on the insulation part. Now, what we'll also do, we've used the Reflectix, which we'll put on the top here. Now, by the way, this idea is not mine on how to build this. This was Fred Dunn's, and I'll link a video to this so you can see how he did them. But one of the things, if you use any kind of styrofoam like this, you want to make sure that you paint it, because if you don't, the bees, if they get up in there, or sometimes ants will get up in there, and they'll eat their way through it. So these girls are ready for winter. We'll check them every few days and see if they need more food, because we want to allow them to build up food. One thing we need to remember on this one, since this, we talked about it yesterday, is this queen, we lost a queen in this one very early in the nectar flow. And by the time you put frames of bees in for them to make their own queen, and they do that by turning a very small larvae into a queen larvae, and then she will hatch. From the time that you put those frames in till the time she starts laying bees and her bees start hatching out, it's a couple of months. So they completely missed the major nectar flow. We have a minor nectar flow going on right now, and they'll use that to fill up, but I'm just afraid there's not enough, because I want to give them the chance to fill this box up before the winter hits. Well, that's all we got to do on this one. We'll follow some more winter breakdown or pack down things as we go towards winter. Thanks for watching.